being ranked #1 like you is not a miracle. It took some time, but to be on the first 1 or 2 pages of Google, can you explain to us why that's important?
Well, it's important, and you made a lot of different points that I definitely want to touch on, but it's important because you want your customers, your visitors, to understand your search engine presence. You do not want your customers to go to the search engine and type in business coach or business host or any type of services that you would like to provide, and your company, your business, your name, your website not come up. The merchants or the businesses that you mentioned that offer those services specifically for your name, that's exactly what they're doing. They're targeting companies and people who have no idea how the search engines work. And that's one of the tactics that they use. They can tell you, well, for your name, you come up #1. For my name, for Sharifah Hardie, for Ask Sharifah, for a ton of words that include my name, obviously I'm going to be at the top of the search engines. But when we take a look at specific keywords, mobile consultant, professional business consultant, different words including the word consultant, because I come up for a plethora of different actual keywords, but those are keywords that are specific to the services that I provide and not just my name.
Now, people pay you thousands of dollars for information. Now, I know you're in a position to share a few tips, but we want to talk about keywords and tags. Was part of your strategy going back to '94, in the early stages when you were a neophyte, you had to kind of stumble through some of this stuff, and it wasn't as sophisticated as it is today. Can you kind of explain, without giving out too much fluffy-based information, how you accomplished that? Did you put it in your copy, or just give us a few examples of how you can heighten your visibility, which hopefully will heighten your ranking at some later time if you're consistent, how you went about that?
Of course, I would love to provide you with that information. Again, I started online in 1994, but the first website I had was selling products, selling gift items, and I stumbled from doing that onto so many other things, including website design. I started website design in 2004, which allowed me to learn more about the search engines, hosting, online marketing, PPC, AdWords, and that was the last, since 2004. And I'll give you 3 main tips. These are the most important things to keep in mind when taking a look at or considering your search engine ranking. There are 3 main things that matter. Everything else falls further down the list. But 3 easy words: time, content, and traffic. Those are the 3 main things that are important to the search engines. Time. Let's take a look at time real quick. The search engines such as Google, Yahoo, MSN, they absolutely do not want to give high ranking to a fly-by-night company. We all know what would happen if we made some type of business and overnight it's a success and then we disappear. It can happen. So what the search engines do, the longer your website has been around, the higher they give your website, because they figure you've served your time. You've paid your dues. So just about every 3 months, the search engines, they go out and they, run their algorithms, and they increase certain websites' ranking, and other websites that they go to will see that their website is no longer live. So they'll remove the website, or they'll move the website down if the page is down temporarily. But over time, your website will increase. The next thing, like you mentioned, is content. Content is king. If you have articles, if you have press releases, add those to your website. People are always looking for information. They want to read. They want to know. So the search engines give preference to websites that can provide information that can actually help people. If your website is just an e-commerce website, which basically means it's just a shopping cart, it doesn't have any text, it doesn't have any content that the search engines can read or that actual people can read, then the search engines are going to reduce your website because they're looking at it as if you just want to make a buck, you just want to make a sale. So that's nice, but it's not as important as someone who wants to provide assistance or information to other people. Now, once you have your time and once you have your content, then the third most important thing that you want to do is provide traffic to your website. Drive traffic to your website. I always tell people that websites are nothing but electronic business cards. Now, a few years ago, not too long ago, I'm sure some of us can still remember it, we used to buy business cards.
Right.
And we would go buy that box of 500 and we'd pass it out and we'd hand everyone we saw our card. But then all of a sudden, with the Internet, people stopped doing that, or they didn't do it in the same